need as a startup. And then of course your partners, again, resources, simply मेरे पास assets क्या हैं, physical resources, financial cash कितना है, intellectual human resources. Intellectual resources also account for knowledge management, things that you know that other people don't know. So if I know something about the trends of the investment in the climate tech space, or if I know things about who is putting money in, who are the angels in that, it's something that other people don't know. Do I want to share that information with everybody? Maybe, maybe not. I might share it with the people who, or with the startups I'm working very closely with, or who are part of my programs. I might share it at an open forum because it's a policy that I have, right? So what you know is the biggest asset or resource that you can have. I'm just using this as an example. These, मुझे information share करने में कोई मसला नहीं है. Most people are aware. There's any information that I have goes up on my LinkedIn. So in case you want to follow related to investments, programs, other things that you might want to be a part of, you can follow me on LinkedIn. There's a whole lot of information about things that are happening in the world in this space. Impact focus, aapne apne, again, from your beneficiary stakeholder point of view, aapko kin resources ki zarurat padegi, because resources are a cost. Whether it is importing a small, there's a electric vehicle producer, पूरी गाड़ी बन गई, सब बन गया, पता नहीं किसी एक चीज के लिए कोई एक आईसी चाहिए थी उनको, आईसी पाकिस्तान में नहीं मिल रही थी. It had to be imported from China, and it was just not feasible just because of that one chip to materialize what they were doing. Sorry, this wasn't a gaadi, this was a ventilator वाले जो थे, वो जो पाकिस्तान का एक ventilator बना रहे थे, वो कहीं भी वो आकर उस एक chip को लेकर फंस गए. So again, you know, what is the cost to you? How do you bridge that? क्या resources हैं? If you have a good network, if you are leveraging with some bigger companies who you can rely on, कि जब आप अपनी, for example, Philips या Siemens के जब आप अपनी मंगाएं चीजें, तो हमें ये IC भी मंगवा दीजिएगा. So you know what resources you have, what networks you have that you can leverage on, what are the actions you need to take. आपने क्या क्या करना है. Again, you will have to break it up, short term, long term. किस level पे आपने काम करना है. You, at this point in time, you also need to think about your own value cycle. So your business value chain will start from where you start designing or thinking about your product or service. Then how do you create it? How do you market it? How do you sell it? How do you take it to the customer? How do you put it up at a shop? Do you do COD? Do you install it somewhere? You have to go to the customer premises. So all of these things, आपकी support किस तरह से provide करेंगे? Again, in terms of different stakeholders, different beneficiaries, it becomes different. Short term, long term, it becomes different. So you will have to really think all of this through. आपके suppliers और partners कौन-कौन लोग हैं, किस तरह के लोग आपको चाहिए, किस तरह की alliances आपने बनानी है, किस तरह की supplier buyer relationships आपने बनानी है. For example, if I can give you a very interesting one, दो companies हैं, एक Getz Pharma है, एक ये है GSK है, GlaxoSmithKline, और एक Novartis है. In Karachi, इन दोनों की factories back to back मिलती हैं. Traditionally, they are competitors. Both of these companies have a medical portfolio जिसमें vaccines भी आती हैं, जिसमें cancer medicines भी आती हैं. Vaccines आपको पता है, वो जब बच्चे होते हैं तो वो बच्चे पैदा होते हैं तो उनको वो 9 vaccines लगानी होती हैं, measles, mumps, rubella, MMR, smallpox, whatever. So GSK and Novartis both have both portfolios. So what they did very conveniently a few years back was they said, look, we have the both portfolios. Let's join together. हमारी companies अभी भी अलग-अलग operate करेंगी, but हमारी alliance किस तरह की होगी? GSK का vaccine portfolio ज़्यादा strong था. GSK focuses on the vaccines. They don't promote their cancer medicine. They haven't removed them from the market either. But the focus of promotion is only vaccine. Novartis focus promotion only on oncology medicines. We have vaccines. We will not push them, but वो GSK के portfolio के साथ. So now for both the companies, GSK pushes both Novartis and their own vaccines. For both companies, Novartis pushes their own as well as GSK. Competition, they are competitors, but they have made a strategic alliance. Can you figure out working together? कहना बहुत आसान है, but can you figure out a way where you can create a partnership with a competitor, with and another one, mostly आपके associations जो होते हैं. So in an association, everybody is a competitor. डेयरी एसोसिएशन सारी दूध बेचने वाली कंपनीज है, सब आपस में कंपेटिटर्स हैं. एक्सपोर्टर्स वो बेवरेजेस एसोसिएशन में सारे बेवरेजेस कोक एंड पेप्सी are competitors, but they are working together as an association, right, to leverage or advocate the government or to bring in some regulations or ease of import or doing business. साथ काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो आपकी पार्टनरशिप्स किस तरह की हो सकती हैं? Who all can you leverage on? How you can leverage on? I'll update this and send this PowerPoint to you. But cost structure, आपकी क्या क्या costs होंगी, और आपको costs अपनी again in line with your assets, your resources, your suppliers, your partners, all of these would be factored into your cost. आपके channels क्या हैं, आप किस तरह से चीजें कर रहे हैं. And then the last thing is your impact statement, in which you need to quantify exactly कि आपने, and this one will come from your mission statement, how much of the population, which location, what are the outcomes you are looking at, by what year, right? As a startup or a new venture, you will not be able to change the world at on your own. शायद आपका इम्पैक्ट एक कतरा बराबर हो बहुत बड़े दरिया के अंदर, कितना और क्या कैप्चर कर सकते हैं. एंड आपको ये स्टेटिस्टिक्स कहाँ से मिलेंगी? यू कैन लुक एट SDG targets for Pakistan, and you say, okay, Pakistan has a target to educate 50% of women population. I will contribute to 2%. That 2% could be just in Karachi or some small kachi abadi of Karachi. It doesn't matter. But you can figure out very specifically कि आपने क्या करना है. And of course, आप अपने पूरे मॉडल के अंदर सोशल या एनवायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट से क्वांटिफाई करें, किस तरह से कर सकते हैं, कितनी इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटी है. Your impact also needs to be linked to the economic opportunity. You are not operating as an NGO. You are operating as a business. Your core focus is to earn revenue. If you do not generate revenue, you will be out of business. So that is not going to work out in the larger scheme of things. आपकी customer segments और beneficiaries की कितनी addressable market है, total addressable market calculate करना. I'm really sorry, time नहीं था, otherwise we could have gone into the details of that, but normally that's something that you should be doing at the customer segmentation aspect. Total addressable market मेरी कितनी है, क्या कितनी बड़ा size है उसका, and then किन quantifications के अंदर आप measure करेंगे अपने impacts. Financial का तो quantification is easy, dollars में आ जाता है, but when we are talking about environmental impact, for example, please keep in mind, you are not doing carbon equivalent, you are not doing carbon dioxide कि I have reduced 10 tons of carbon dioxide. आप basically focus करते हैं on what you call greenhouse gas emissions, GHG emissions जो कहलाते हैं. Greenhouse gases के अंदर आपके sulfur acids, nitrous oxides, water, hydrogen, oxygen, it's a mix of gases. There is not a quantification for all of these. So as a climate tech or a green business, आप जब भी अपना impact measure करेंगे, you will say removal of greenhouse gases in the context of carbon dioxide equivalent. It will be kgs of carbon dioxide equivalent, it would be tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Basically what you're trying to say or quantify is that अगर मेरा product नहीं होगा, तो on a period of time, this is the kind of greenhouse gas emission that would come into the atmosphere. Let's say this is 100 tons. So 100 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent will be produced because of all of this plastic waste that is lying around. I have launched a business that is creating plastic bricks, as a result of which I am able to remove 20 tons of plastic, जिसकी वजह से only 100 tons, so 20 tons of greenhouse carbon dioxide equivalent is going into the air. So this is the value of your business as an impact business. This is the savings on reduction of greenhouse gas emissions that you're doing. Ultimately, you should be able to quantify this. This will come if you are in right now idea stage or starting up. This will come with time and practice. जब तक आपकी कुछ चीजें सेट नहीं हो जाती हैं, अपना business launch नहीं होता, you have not sufficiently referenced from statistics and data in terms of what you are doing. अगर आपका पहला ब्रिक नहीं बना होगा प्लास्टिक से, आप क्वांटिफाई नहीं कर सकते एग्जैक्टली क्या इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है. सो यू विल हैव टू वेट फॉर सर्टेन थिंग्स, बट फॉर द टाइमिंग यू कैन डू एन अप्रोक्सीमेशन. Okay, so I'll share the link with you. Is this website visible? This is something called the SDG Action Manager. It's by B Corp. B Corp एक certification है globally. Generally, it's very difficult to become B Corp certified because इनकी requirements बहुत strict हैं. But it's very reputable. If you are a B Corp certified company, people will really value you. So a lot of startups, especially clean tech in Europe and USA, they try to get their B Corp certification as soon as possible. Because it puts them, even for the investor. The investor says, "Catch up, B Corp certified," and that means कि आपके कुछ checks and balances in place हैं. You guys are probably still starting off early, maybe not for this program, but otherwise, if you are trying to improve yourself, please go to this website, check out the SDG Action Manager, and at least यहाँ से आप अपनी business के जो specific SDG focuses हैं उसको किस तरह से align कर रहे हैं, वो alignment आपकी होना शुरू हो जाएगी. आप थोड़े अगर if you've been around for about 2 years or 3 years, normally it's not a good idea if you're under 1 year to try to benchmark, because आपके पास कुछ होता नहीं है to really quantify it. But if you start, if you want to start somewhere, the B impact assessment ka hi, just go on this website. They have a free assessment, which basically you need to log in for, and you can do a basic assessment of your organization. Please keep in mind, it's very, very tough. It's long, it takes about 2 hours, but it talks about governance, your workforce, the community, the environment, customers. It's quite comprehensive. So if you don't have the time, patience, or the responses to this right now, it's something you can do in future, but these are the lines you need to start thinking about already.